Every so often, we're lucky enough to escape our family, get out in the driveway, and possibly meet up with some other dads from the neighborhood and talk about our lawn. That's essentially what we're doing in this episode. There's three guys drinking some beer, talking about grass, except for being in the driveway. We're in three different states, spanning 2 time zones, talking on the internet. I think you'll quickly find out that our lawns are not nearly as perfect as you might think. Stick around. Welcome to the Lawn Feed. I'm Andrew, the dad bod lawn, and joining me per usual is these two guys, Chris, it's Mo Time, the winter and grass guy or whatever he calls himself now, and Vince from Rooted Lawn Co., arguably the best lawn on Instagram, in my opinion. Today's episode, we're keeping it super casual, 3 guys drinking beer, so we're talking the good, the bad, the ugly of our lawns. Kind of give you a breakdown of what we're seeing so far, what we're going to do, what our plans are, anything exciting that's coming down the pipeline from our individual channels that might leak over onto the lawn feed here. So let's get right into it. Let's start with a round of applause for Chris. It's May 4th. He got in his first mow today, everybody.
Yeah. Dude.
I mean, I wasn't far ahead of you, man. I've only been mowing for like 2 weeks now, and Vince is meanwhile in like peak form already. But so what's going on with your lawn?
It's like March.
Yeah, so lucky you.
You got onto Instagram on your best lawn on Instagram front yard, and I honestly think it was, I don't know what date it was. I want to say I was in a brewery. It was snowing out beginning of March, and I'm like, what are we doing here? And look at how green his lawn is. It was ridiculous. Yeah. It was ridiculous, but
it's not even fair.
It's been a long winter.
Like you said, you like it there. So can't
something like that.
He's got to convince himself, yeah. But Chris, what's going on with your lawn, man? Now that you've had a chance to actually get out in there and look around, what you working with? You got anything cool planned for it? Any renos you got to do?
I've got a little bit of work in the front yard for sure. The front yard is kind of the project child, I think. And there's a part of it that's always just, it's on a weird slope going into the mulch bed. I don't know what to do with it. And it whatever I plant there is always just dead, no matter what. So I got to kind of conquer that. There's the side yard that we also, you've seen probably that. That's my showcase usually. It did not come back the way I thought it would. We got a ton of snow mold over there. So I got to kind of do not a mini reno, but when it starts to get a little bit warmer, meaning like outside of the 60s, I'll probably hit that. But the backyard is coming in really, really nicely. Mowed today, and it was easily the best it looked on the first mow, I think, ever. So I'm pretty pumped up about that. So,
do you do something different in the fall that you feel like it's that way, or you think it was just your program last year that it's better, that you took better care of it last year, or?
I did I fall overseeded last year, and it looked amazing. It just did. We just had a really, really harsh winter, and I don't know if that's it. Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out if it's perennial ryegrass. That probably is it. But
it's funny that you mentioned that, because I introduced a lot of perennial into my lawn last year, and snow mold did not treat it well.
You want to know what's funny? So Vince, I don't know if you remember this or not. I laid down a 0-0, I think it was 25 at the very end of the year, and I posted something on Instagram, and the first thing that Vince sent to me was, hey, too much potassium. If you lay down too much potassium, and it was like an EDU study, if you lay down too much potassium, it's a direct indicator of how much snow mold you're going to have. And I was like, damn it.
Yep, I hate to
and
be
here we
that
are.
guy going in your DMs and being like, well, the literature says.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll never forget the first time I asked you a question, Vince. You sent me articles too, and I was like, I was just looking for a yes or no. But this works. But that's why I love you, man. It's good to have you. It's
Vince is our data guy.
yeah, for sure.
I don't know
But
about that.
you got any cool toys or anything, Chris, that you're excited to try out this year? Any new products? Anything that's different for you this season? I guess.
Yeah, dude, I got, and I don't need them. I just bought them because I'm like in a midlife crisis. I got those rotary power scissors for no reason at all. I don't reel mow, I don't cylinder mow, but they're cool. They're loud. Holy
Are
smokes! I
they?
woke up the whole neighborhood the other day just to like test them out, seeing if it worked. But they're cool. They're really cool.
They are fun.
And then I painted my mower, so that's a new toy.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I mean, it looked pretty cool in that cool video that you posted. So
Yeah, man.
it's hard
Gotta
to
keep
tell.
it
It's too
fresh.
dark. Yeah, for sure.
What about you?
For me, I got three different tales of my lawn this season. My side yard, which 5 years ago was my worst lawn ever, is like my poster child. It looks beautiful. My backyard is destroyed by my dogs again. I do a reno every fall, and it looks perfect come October, but they have it destroyed by this time of year already with dog pee. So I just try to use like a pro plugger and plug as many little spots as I can to make it look reasonable and cut it a little taller so it looks good when you're on the lawn looking. But it looks terrible for my raised deck. And then my front lawn, which has been a struggle ever since I moved in. I did reno on it last spring, killed off half of it because of Poet Triv, and it looked beautiful all last year, and ended up killing off some more areas in the fall and did seeding there, and it looked gorgeous. And then I think it's a combination of grubs and snow mold, and it just wreaked havoc on the front lawns. So I'm going to be doing seeding here in the next week or two. I'm just finally falling into those temps, so just got one of those Sunjoe dethatcher scarifiers, so I'm gonna run that on the lawn and use that as kind of like a seed prep thing for the front. And got me some 365 SS because it was actually like the same price as some like not so superior seed that I found locally. I'm like, for $5 extra I can get 365 SS, and it's supposed to germinate faster, right? So
Wait, did you get it with the 3 S's or the 2 S's?
So, yeah, so I'm excited. Get to throw that down hopefully soon. But it's been a chore just trying to find time to get out in the lawn. You know, it's always a transition from not doing anything outside to all of a sudden, honey, I gotta go mow twice a week and do all this other stuff.
So
And it's
you
not
guys,
just that; we're shooting content too, so it takes a little bit longer all the
what's
time.
what's content?
You tell me, man. You post it all the
You
time.
you guys, so you guys have mowed before me, but I mowed out for the first. I got out there for the first time today, and good God, am I out of shape?
Yeah, right.
My shoulder. I was on like the fourth pass, and my shoulders were dead. And I was like, I didn't even know my shoulders could.
Well, you're a
be
tall
worn
guy.
out by
Every time I
mowing the
see you
lawn.
mow, I'm like, man, he needs like longer handles or
He's
something.
Darwin grips on his mower.
That'd be something.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be hey, that'd be
That
something.
would be that. There's you're either onto something or on something. I don't know, but Vince, what's going on with you, man?
My lawn. Well, let's talk about the good, bad, the ugly, right? So the front
Right.
lawn came in like a beaut. Oh, my light. Hold on 1 second. Front came
Yeah,
in
we get it.
on.
Your front lawn is f***ing prestigious.
Yeah,
Bleep
get it.
button.
the se-
The internet knows your front lawn is prestigious. So.
no, there's a section. So I messaged a few guys about it because I really was not sure what was going on. But so recap, last or 2 winters ago, I had sewer work done, which then led into spring. I did, seeded it, and then the fall I killed it and replanted. But then this spring, that first section that was dug up was discolored a lot longer than any other section. And it was the perfect outline of the repair.
It's like right in the center of your
Yep.
lawn, right?
No clue what was going on there. I don't know if it's just because there was soil from underneath that came up and it wasn't as nutrient rich as the other turf. I don't know, because I brought in topsoil everywhere else. So it wasn't like it was the old soil. So I don't know. But it looks like it's resolved now. So we'll see what happens next spring. Poet Triv has got me. I did a heavy overseed last year and didn't put any pre-emergent down or anything. And there were some spots at Triv last year, and I kind of just let them go. But now they've come back and they've spread even bigger. So I'm kind of debating right now whether to kill those sections off. It's on the side yard, and no one notices it except for me, or when I post a picture online and there's these bright yellow or bright green spots. So between growth regulator or killing it, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. And then
Have you convinced your wife that you're going to real mow your backyard yet?
so she's going to be watching this as we're talking about it, but she said, how do I get the back lawn to be like the front? I was like, oh, so you're telling me I
Only
can
one
real
way,
mow
sweetheart.
the back.
Yeah.
So
Ding!
I did scalp it for other reasons, just to see how low I could get it with the Time Master, and it would need to be killed and regraded and everything. So I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon.
Maybe section at a time or something.
Yeah, but yeah, so then I had army worms pretty bad last year, so I did a heavy overseed with 365 SS well and some perennial rye, a lateral spread from Mountain View Seed, and there was a lot of questioning whether or not it was new seed or poetriv from like a distance, and it was so intermixed within the whole lawn that it was too hard to kind of like, yes, I can see what poetriv is, but then at the same time it's like, what is it really? So I scalped the lawn probably 3 or 4 mows in a row. When I say scalp, I mean I took it down to like 1 3/4, and it's uneven, so I was hitting some low spots. And it looked horrible. I sent you guys a picture, and I'm just like, man, this is sad to see how terrible this lawn looks right now. But I let it grow back in, and give a little shot of iron, and it looks pretty good now. It's coming in nice and solid color, and I'm pretty impressed with it right now. So I'm kind of waiting to do any more fertilizing until we get back from our trip. But after that, it's going to be back to the plan, and going to put some growth regulator down the front and the back, just because I'm literally mowing the front like every day. It's crazy. So yeah, what fertilizer have you guys put down so far?
I've put down nothing. I wanted to get out before this, shooting this, but kids and stuff. But I plan to tomorrow, and now I need to throw down. I sent you guys a picture of the grubs that I found today, so now I got to put down something for that. So I'll probably be spreading 2 products tomorrow now instead of just one.
Hey, speaking of those grubs, so if you guys are those who are watching this, Andrew found grubs in his lawn. Will those grubs affect the lawn, or is it the new grubs that come in and hatch that are going to affect the lawn? I've heard somewhere, I don't know who it was, but multiple times, that if you're digging around in your lawn and you find a grub or two, that's fine. They're not going to cause the damage. It's later down the road that there's other ones that are going to create damage. So I don't, correct us if that's wrong. Otherwise, Andrew, what would you do to handle them?
Well, I'm gonna put down Dialox. I mean, I asked you what for a product, and that was kind of the one I was thinking. It's a 24-hour like grub killer from Bayer, I think. But what was concerning to me is like I was actually just scrolling Instagram, and there was a post that I saw. It was like, "Do you have white grubs in your lawn?"
Yeah, it was from United Pro.
Yeah,
I saw the same one.
Yeah, and I was just scrolling. I was out in my driveway with my kids just playing, and I was like, and they were like, "Do you have bare spots that look dry? Dig 2 inches down and see if you have grubs." And I'm like, I'll just grab a little garden spade, and I walked over to a spot that was like mostly dry and dead, and then right in the center I had like one piece of like Kentucky bluegrass that looked decent, and I just kind of did it right around that, and I sent you guys that video. There was 2 grubs just crawling around in there, and I was like, holy moly. And so I went to another spot. I found 2 more. I went to another spot, and there was none. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to start going where it's actually I have grass, because maybe they don't want to be in these dead spots anymore. So I dug up a couple of spots that had grass, and I found a couple more. And I'm like, you know what?
No.
Clearly, I mean, I knew I had an issue last fall, and I thought I took care of it. But I think they got a lot of the new grass seed and chewed the roots, and then the snow mold happened, and the combination of it was just too much. And so I'm like, I got to be really proactive, get these things killed, and I need to be better at treating this season and it's only in my front. It's not my side. It's not my back. I think I have my septic system up there. It's like a whole different, different areas, totally different than my other sides of my house. So
Grubs suck.
yeah.
Because isn't that Vince? That's actually a really good point that you brought up earlier. Because like I had always known, and I whether I'm right or wrong, I have no idea. I always thought you treated grubs later on in the
Hmm.
year.
Usually
Like
it's
it's
like
more
June-ish or so.
yeah,
You put
it's
on the preventer for them, right?
right. And then and if you're reactive, again, I haven't had any grub issues, so I don't know. But I've always just known that it's kind of a late summer, fall
Yeah.
type
So,
thing. But
so I
that
think
sucks,
for
dude.
me, I'm just like, okay, I know my front lawn. I have to be really proactive about it. I have to, you know, get it before it happens and just put down more preventative stuff, I think. So,
Yeah.
lesson learned. Moving on.
Vince, I have a question on something you mentioned earlier. You said that you're going to be putting PGR on your back, and you have a rotary mower. Something that I've thought about, but I've always just kind of assumed it was something that you did with kind of shortcut turf, like cylinder. So is that new to you? Is that something you've tried before, or is this something that you do every
I
year?
have not tried it before. I have not used any growth regulators. So those who don't know, growth regulator slows the top growth of the plant. What is that? The gibberellic acid, and
Sure.
it allows for the roots just to grow more, and you don't have as much mowing. So it slows the growth of the top growth. So golf courses using it. A lot of people with low cut turf use it that way. They're not mowing every day or every 2 days. So, yes, you can put it on taller grass. I have not done it. I'm going to use it in lower rates. I'm going to use T-necks, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I mow every 3 days, and
Yeah.
it's a lot. So while I like mowing, life's busy. Like we all have kids and everything, and
Right.
yeah, so we're gonna put down a light application here in a couple weeks. Now that there's no more frost in the near future, and
Yeah,
yeah,
buddy.
I'm actually gonna put them on my Leland cypress too, some growth regulator because I have them at a good size, a good
Huh.
shape, and I don't they grow like 3 to 5 feet a year, so I'm gonna try it on those too. I'm just gonna experiment and
Well,
see what happens.
I have the opposite problem. I want more privacy in my yard.
Leland cypress.
Perfect. That sounds like I'll get about
So fast.
13 of those and around the whole
Yep.
yard. But no, that's sweet. Because I hear people talking about it, and it sounds too good to be true. Like there doesn't sound like there's a lot of there's a lot of risk to it. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I need to learn more about it. But I heard you say that on your backyard. I know that you do a rotary mow, so taller cut is what I'm talking about. So taller height of cut, and parts of my yard grow faster than the others,
yeah.
and just interesting to me. So it's cool. That's
Yeah.
sweet.
Be interested to follow along with you for that. It'd be cool. But I think I'm just going to go lower on the nitrogen this year. I learned the hard way that I think I've been way over applying that.
Especially in the
So
spring.
yeah, and I'm doing like split applications, like doing half pound at a time rather than going like three
Oh
quarters
yeah.
or full pound at a time. I'm more like doing a spoon feeding thing, and I've calculated everything out to do 3.5 pounds rather than I think I did like 4.5 last year. In midsummer, I couldn't even keep up, man. It was crazy. My neighbors are like, "My lawn's dead. How are you still mowing?" But I don't know.
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer and water. You guys should try it, right?
So, well,
Yeah.
the eye opener for me was a couple, just kind of digging into like the irrigation part where you water too soon and you're screwed for the rest of the year. I shouldn't say screwed for the rest of the year, but like I was doing that completely backwards for a long time until I kind of just had an eye opener of like, we don't really actually need to be watering.
It's got to get used to not having water. All winter long, I had water thawing and going down in there. It's been wet the entire time. It needs to learn to dry out a little bit, right?
For sure. For
So,
sure.
but anyways, we should probably wrap this up. It's been fun chatting, guys. Just having a couple of beers at the end of the driveway with you. So, this has been good.
The driveway.
You know,
That's what we should call this thing. The
someday we'll have
driveway.
that cul-de-sac that we talked about, and we'll have the only three houses on that cul-de-sac, and it's just going to be a real mode front and zero turned back. That's what it's going to be, man. But until then, this is what we're going to have to do. So cheers to you, fellas. It's been fun. Until the next episode, we'll see you guys later. Take care.
See you.
Cheers, everybody.